Hey, what's up everybody? Jamie here, checking in 7 weeks post-op. It's been a while since my last check-in. I think my last check-in was about 2.5 weeks post-op. Reason for that is just not a whole hell of a lot going on. I've learned the definition of swell hell. You know, just meaning that you're swollen and there's nothing you can do about it. You know, it's just, it's a waiting game at this point. And as eager as you are to see the results, as the swelling doesn't allow you to do that because it's unshapely and it doesn't show your new contour and shows some deformity depending on the swelling in the areas where it's swollen. So you know, there's really not much you can do about it. You know, you in this swell hell that I hear everybody use that term, and people on YouTube and on, you know, doctor websites, surgeon websites, specific plastic surgery, talking about swell hell. And you know, it is just that. You know, from the tightness and the, you know, the skin folding and pulling, you know, to the lack of range of motion due to that swelling. And you know, most of us just want to see what the hell we did to ourselves, you know, and that what it's gonna look in the end. And we just can't do that right now. We just gotta, you know, suffer through the swelling. You know, you want to make sure that you have the you know, the thousands and thousands of dollars that you spent on, you know, doing this to yourself, and all the emotional processing you had to do to just make the decision to do it during and after is going to pay off. And but you know, there's nothing you can do. You can't force it. All you can do is, you know, keep the compression on and let your body, you know, do that, do what it does and resolve itself. So, you know, with that, 7 weeks post-op, a lot of the swelling has subsided at this point. There still is what I would consider significant swelling from what it probably should look like in the end. Even though the swelling's way off, it's still swollen, so it's still hard to see what that end result's going to look like. And I question if parts of this surgery were complete. Maybe if there was some undercutting done where there's going to be some extra skin, and I don't know if it's just my eyes playing tricks on me, and the swelling is showing 2 muffin tops on my sides. One on my right side, one on my left side. The front is still a little bit swollen and bulgy, but I can totally see that going away, like I've said in my previous videos, and it has gone away significantly. There's some additional swelling there due to a complication, which I'll get into in a few minutes. But again, that area is flat. The whole ab area is flat here, but I got muffin top on both my sides. So at this point, I think enough swelling gone along has dissipated to see that likely that there is going to be additional work needing to be done. I hope to hell I'm wrong, and I'm just having some anxiety over that. And maybe that won't be the case, but I'll show you guys in a little bit, and you can take a look at and observe, and, you know, make your own call on that if my concerns are valid, or if you know, if it's just swelling, or I'm just being a little bit too anal retentive when it comes to what I want to see. So yeah, so swell hell is pretty much everything that you read about and you see, and I'm glad it's getting over. 7 weeks post-op now. You know, they say between 90 and 120 days that pretty much all the swelling should be gone and has resolved itself at that time frame. So I'm really looking forward to 5 weeks from now, because that's when I'm going to need to make a decision on, you know, what the next step is here physically, if I'm going to need more work or if I'm going to be happy with what I have. And I hope it's the latter, because I don't want any more work. He did tell me, as I previously mentioned in other videos, that I might need some sucking of lipo off the flanks areas, because you can't be too aggressive on those 2 areas during a surgery of my size that I had done, because that area sends blood to nourish this area to heal, etc. And so he did mention that, but I don't. These muffin tops aren't flanks, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. So pretty much, you know, at this point, I think I actually told you guys, you know, I mentioned in a few of my videos that, you know, the last thing you want to do is push yourself and put yourself out there. And you know, this is my first time going through it. I'm just going and reporting, you know, my experience, my the things that I'm feeling, the due diligence that I've done, the horror stories, the excellent stories, the success stories of all the surgery, and giving you my feedback to that so you can plan and you know, think accordingly for what it's worth, that is. And but I mentioned overexerting yourself and pushing yourself too fast or having setbacks, and I had a setback, you know, and it's been a bitch. At week 4, I asked my doctor on a post-op visit if I could have sex, because everywhere where I read and people online, you know, in plastic surgeon blogs and stuff like that, say 4 weeks minimum before sex. So okay, so it was week 4, and I wanted to have sex. So I said, Doc, you know, what's the story here? I'm feeling better. I'm feeling good. I get some range of motion. I think things are good. The scar is healed nice, or you know, the wound's closing. You know, can I go ahead and have sex? And you know, pretty much without even thinking about it, he says, yeah, you know, sure, you can have sex. So you know, I got the green light from him. So I thought, you know, all was clear. And you know, the next night, me and my girlfriend partake in those festivities, and you know, it's not like I was going 90 miles an hour in the fuck truck to Pound Town, but you know, I you know, it was the most exertion I put out since the surgery has taken place. And sure enough, you know, 2-3 hours after our session there, the incision in the front below my belly button, that part of the that region of the incision started to hurt. So I'm just thinking to myself, oh, what the fuck, what did I do? You know, I didn't feel anything during, I was careful during, but you know, something was wrong, something didn't feel right. And by that point it was late, so kind of just thought I could sleep it off, and fell asleep there shortly thereafter, and woke up the next morning not a happy camper, because you know, as I looked down there, about the size of a golf ball, a red circle, not a perfect circle, not a spear, but you know, a circular pattern around that area was turning red. And I was feeling pain, and that progressively got worse. It got larger and it got worse. 2 days passed. I was hoping it was just going to go away, but the pain was getting more intense. The swelling around the area and the redness was getting darker and larger. And the pain actually felt like someone was burning me with heat. And it was a shitty pain. It might have been the worst pain of the whole thing, to be honest. And it just wasn't a pleasurable experience. So, you know, 2 days passed. I called the doctor, say, okay, doc, you know, this is what I'm feeling. He's like, okay, you know, why don't you come in tomorrow, keep an eye on it tonight, see what happens if it gets any worse. Either way, come in tomorrow, but you know, if it gets any worse, call us coming before that. Okay, no problem. So the next day comes around, definitely got worse, more pain, tougher to move. Anytime I moved anywhere down there that would pull on that area, it was like, you know, miserable. And again, it was a burning sensation. It fucked up. So I mean, the doctor said he doesn't, he didn't know if it was, you know, if it was an infection. He had to do a culture, and that takes days to get back. But he started me anyways on the antibiotics, both orally and topically. And the culture was supposed to come back 5 or 6 or 7 days later. I don't even know. But by that time period, 6 or 7 days, the problem basically, you know, disappeared. I mean, I would say that actually the day after I left that doctor and he gave me the antibiotics, the red circle thing around that incision got up to about the size of a Major League Baseball. So it was pretty significant in size, maybe slightly less than a baseball, but you know, something that's comparable anyways. And you know, 6 or 7 days later, it basically went away. I could look down there, I didn't have any pain. It didn't look red anymore. It was, you know, very little, you know, and I had some oozing, I had some pus and all that nasty shit that was leaking out of there because it did bust open, so I had to care for that. But I thought after 6 or 7 days it was fixed. and sure enough, you know, again, do the timetable here. That was 4 weeks post-op. Now it's 7 weeks post-op, and I'm still dealing with this decision I made to have sex, even though my doctor cleared it. But just something that wasn't very aggressive at that time, you know, set me back 3 weeks. And so let me just finish the story first. So 6-7 days go by, it looks like it's gone, feeling better. Go to the doctor's for a post-op, you know, just to check up. Wants to check on and see it. Walk in, he's like, okay, let me see your wound here. I was like, all right. So shirt's off, binder's off, all that crap. And he says, okay, lay down on the table. So I lay down on the table. He's like, okay, it's looking better. But Jamie, sometimes the incision, when this problem happens, it looks okay on the outside, but it's not okay on the inside. So I'm gonna have to open it. So like, okay. And then I thought about it for a couple seconds after he said, I'm gonna open it, and I said, okay. And I was like, you're gonna do what? You know, you're gonna open it? Open what? You know, like curious what the hell he's gonna open. Common sense, I guess, in the end, but. So it's like, I gotta open this thing because, you know, it looks like I said, it might be healed on the inside, but it might not be healed on the inside, and we can't risk infection and all this crap, and it actually heals better if it's open. So sure enough, he fucking cut me open. You know, I was expecting, you know, local anesthesia, painkillers, morphine, something, right? But no, just took a scalpel or whatever the hell he took, and he just opened that shit like an inch long along the incision. I could probably stick half my thumb into the hole, and the circumference of the hole that was in my stomach that he cut open was the size of a freaking nickel. And you know, he's like, Jamie, don't freak out when you see this later. You know, I know you freak out sometimes, but you know, don't freak out when you see this. I was like, oh, great. So I literally have 2 belly buttons. I have my new belly button. I have this newer belly button, and you know, there was a lot of maintenance that needed to be done then. You know, he packed it, and, you know, he put a shitload of gauze in that hole, and a shitload of topical antibiotic, and taped that up, and I was changing those bandages, you know, morning and nighttime, because they were bleeding all the way through the gauze, bleeding to the tape, so you could see it, you know, all the way through, and just a pain in the fucking ass, you know, just one of the, like I said, you get pissed off. In previous videos, I said, you know, you're going to be pissed off at yourself if you have a setback at this point. And, you know, sure enough, here I am talking about a 3-week setback. And everything else is healing nice and such. But, you know, it's just another thing where I could have probably been ahead of the game here a couple weeks. But this thing screwed it up. And I was like, so what is it, doc? Is it an infection? He's like, I'm not sure at this point. You know, we're going to get the lab results back. But regardless, if it was an infection, you know, the antibiotics have it under control. It's likely that some of the internal stitching, you know, you might have popped that, and, you know, that rubbed up against the skin and inflamed it and irritated it. So that could have been, you know, another thing that screwed that area up. But yeah, well, you know, just what a pain in the ass. So, you know, again, you know, you start feeling better. Don't get gung ho here and try to go out and you know, be your normal self, because you're not. And 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, you're not. I don't know what's beyond that, but you know, if I had the choice to make that decision again, whether to have sex or not have sex, to you know, for another couple weeks, you know, 2 to 4 weeks, going through this and feeling like I set myself back, and just having just this one extra thing to maintain and take care of on top of everything else in my life, when I probably didn't have to, I'd wait the extra couple weeks before engaging in that activity. It's just not worth it to me to have to feel this. But you know, men are men, and we got to keep our girlfriends happy. So you know, decision was made, and I got to live with that. So I'll show you that in a little bit as well. At 7 weeks, I'm on no more meds. You know, the antibiotics is the only thing I've been on in a long time. I'm still taking the iron. I'm still taking the vitamin C that he wanted me to take. Still taking all the you know, all my supplements, the turmeric, the multivitamins, the milk thistle, and just, you know, all that shit that I take every day just to make my body healthier and feed in the shrine, so to speak. So that's good. Compression, you know, the compression garments, the stomach binder, the gynecomastia vest, all still using that 23 hours per day. Showered morning and night, so that's the only time it's off really. And, you know, this is helping just compress the hell out of the area to keep the swelling down, move the lymph around, and hopefully offer some contour. And you know, it's on you 23 hours a day. Now it's 7 weeks, and you kind of get used to it. You kind of like it, and you know, it becomes part of you having this compression on, and so on. And it also gives you a positive, you know, feeling that, you know, what your end result should look like, because you're tight as hell, you know, underneath, you know, the areas on the chest and the stomach and the sides and all that. From the compression, that when all the swelling's down and the compression's off, then that's the size your body should ultimately be, if the work was done right. So compression's still on 23 hours a day, and I think, you know, at least for another couple weeks I'll be on it, per my doctor's words anyways. You know, main concerns that I have now, as I said, I'm talking about the muffin tops and feelings like that. But as far as the day-to-day life concerns, feelings, like most of the anxiety's gone. I feel overall very positive about the experience. Even if not 1 ounce of my body from where I stand today changed, and this was my final result at the end of it, then I'm not going to be happy, because the doctor needed to do the job he said he was going to do. But just in theory, in mental comfort, if this was the final rendering, I'd be a very happy guy. Just because, you know, in comparison to where I was, because, you know, it's twofold. You know, I'm thin, I'm skinny, I'm flat in the front. I'm 5 times better than what it was, 10 times better than what it was in the beginning, and so just that change alone is very, very comforting, and just to know that it's going to get better as each week passes. You know, that's a real good feeling. And if there's some additional work that needs to be done, a little nip here and a little tuck there, or a little lipo suck here and there, whatever needs to be done, I'm down for it. I'm sure as hell not paying for it, because, you know, he told me the job needed to be done, or he told me how the job was going to be done, and I expect that of him. And as a person who owns a business and who services the hell out of their clients and sets proper expectations, you know, I hold myself to high standards. So when I'm doing something like this, especially with a medical care provider who cuts people open for a living, I'm going to hold him to the highest standards. So, you know, he's going to have to do right regardless of the scenario. You know, in the end, hopefully nothing else needs to be done. But if it does, which I'm thinking most likely is going to need to be done, then he's got to ante up and fix it, and I'll be his biggest fan after that, and promote him and offer references, etc. But that's all TBD, because we got to see, you know, we got a couple more months to go anyways. So, you know, as far as those concerns go, you know, the only other concerns, like, you know, I can't exercise. I can't go for a run. I can't go for a jog. I can't go on a treadmill. I can't go on, you know, I can't go on an elliptical. I can't ride a bike. I can't spin. I can't do shit. You know, I can walk. That's pretty much it. So all this food that I'm consuming, I just feel like I'm gaining weight. And, you know, I don't think I've gained much weight, maybe a couple pounds, if any. But, you know, you just feel lethargic, and you just want to get out there and exercise. I'm very eager to exercise to enhance my enhancement that I've just recently made to myself, and, you know, just get to the next level. Just keep pushing forward, keep going. So I'm very eager to do that. And most specifically with this setback here, you know, that's delayed me, you know, probably a couple weeks from being able to get to that point. But that's another thing I think about a lot, because you're just eating food, and it's not like I'm eating fucking Burger King and Kentucky Fried Chicken and shit food all day long. I eat pretty well overall, but I'll have some friggin' couple Rolos here and there, or you know, some Froyo, and you know. But, you know, it's a daily thing. It's not like I'm doing that all the time, but still, you just, you know, the salads that I eat, the sushi that I eat, the chicken that I eat, just, you know, it's just all there, and I'm not burning it. I'm not exercising, and that's kind of a shitty feeling. And I really want to get back to, you know, that routine. I really need it. And so, you know, those are the emotions that I'm having. I'm very happy that I did this. There's no regrets whatsoever. It was tough. It's been tough, but, you know, it's nothing that, if I can get through it, you can get through it. And just remember those words, you know, if I can do it, you can do it. I'm no better, no less than anybody else in this world that's in this situation. And, you know, I got through it. I'm on the other side. You'll get through it. You'll get on the other side. Just make smart decisions. Get good doctors. Make sure you have good people around you to take care of you while you're down. And take it easy. And, you know, that's really all I can say. All right. Well, I'm going to just go ahead and show you the update, I guess. I'm pretty sure I touched base on all the points of the last few weeks since my last report here. Yeah, so why don't I go ahead and show you the results as to where I'm at right now, and you guys can make your own decisions and observations on my concerns, and comment and let me know if I'm crazy or not. Oh, so as you can see, still got the stomach garments, the stomach binder, gynecomastia vest. This is an addition requested by my doctor. He said, Jamie, you got to get on an Under Armour shirt underneath for added compression. So I said, okay. Went and got an Under Armour shirt at the local, Under Armour store here in Manhattan, and this is actually a medium, so it's offering mega compression, and I really like it. And I've never worn Under Armour before or anything like that, or anything so fitting to my body. Simply because I look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or the Michelin Man, in those shirts before with the fat rolls and all that type of crap. So they only had a few Under Armour shirts, so I decided to go with the one that made the most sense, and that is Hulkamania. I'm not a wrestler, but believe it or not, this is the only short sleeve Under Armour shirt that they had. I didn't pick this out because I like the Hulk, which I did. He's a childhood character, but it's not my cup of tea wrestling. But if it's yours, that's cool. But balls deep, Hulkamania, Under Armour shirt, 7 weeks post-op. So as you can see, even in this, that's pretty flat, man. It's pretty flat, tight, no bulge, no nothing. Chest is flat, tight, in. All the way around. So that looks pretty good. I've never had an indent there. This was always like blah, something like that. So that's there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off now. And mind my gauze, but the gauze is the hole that the doctor opened up is still open, just a slight bit, maybe like you could slide a penny in it. So I keep the gauze on it just to make sure nothing's getting in there. So here's 7 weeks post-op. Still not extremely pretty, but I think it's pretty clear that it's different from the last video. I think the swelling's down. The scar, which goes all the way across, is more front and center. Before, this was kind of tucked down like this, right? So you really couldn't see too much of it, as far as the flatness goes there. But that's it. If you look here, that's flat. Pull this out without bringing out Old Glory again. You guys all remember that, I'm sure. See if I can get it a little closer while we have some light here. So that's it. All the way across, flat. See right here, that's swelling. That's still swollen, so that'll flatten out. These are my ribs. These are my abs. The abdominoplasty that he did, these are all tight. So this little hump right here, I'm confident that's gonna go down. It keeps going down. Something nice and flat. Look at that. It's fucking perfect, right? Looks perfect from that view. So then you go to this view, and as you can see, let me bring this thing down here. See, that's the infection. That's what that's what I fucked up. Right in there. This whole thing was open, just the size of that belly button up there. That was whole, and it was the size of a nickel. Sure enough, this area right here is a little sensitive right now. So that's that. But as you can see, otherwise, the scarring's pretty good. So now, judge and jury. My concerns, as I've been complaining about here, is, as you can see, I'm still get these little muffin tops, right here. Okay, so all right here used to be swollen. Now it's skin. Look at all that. Look at that jiggle, right? So just put it this way. This is the scar, maybe an inch above. This is all I feel swelling in here. But what's this? What the fuck is this? That's not swelling. That's skin. There's no swelling in here. So if this is pulled up,
That looks like I feel like I'm undercut here. How is that going to resolve itself? Okay, so all the swelling goes away. This pulls up like this, right? But I'm back here. Some swelling, but that's not swelling right here. No way. Scar's way down here. That's not all going away. I don't think that's all going away. So, definite concern here. Still some swelling here, I'll give him that. Flanksy said he might need a lipo. He told me that in the beginning, but not on the side. Look at that. So, I don't know. Chest, flat. Still some swelling. You can feel the chest here. But overall flat. Push-ups will make that nice and tight. So it's come a long way. There's no doubt about it. I just don't know. What's this? I didn't pay for this. No, I didn't. So to be determined. Should look like something like that, right? Flat, like this. Tied into here. I don't know. You guys tell me. You comment and you let me know what you think. So that's it. That's where we stand today. And I don't know. I feel pretty good. I mean, again, it's much better than it was. And when this heals and all this redness goes away and this breached area this goes away, then we shall see. But until then, this is where I'm at. Still a little bit tight there. All right, people. Well, thank you again for looking and watching here. I hope I'm doing my best to just relay my experience and to, you know, let you guys know feelings and thoughts that you might go through, you know, through this process. And I don't know, if it's helping, great. If it's not, then thanks for watching, and I appreciate it. I'll probably be back I think I'm probably just gonna wait till 90 days at this point, because, you know, we're at 7 weeks now, so yeah, let's give it another 5 weeks. I'll be back with a nice, you know, report for you, and hopefully things are tight, things are happy. I'm still positive, I'm feeling good, and I hope your decision to go through this surgery to get to a better self and to a better life happens. You know, just do it. If you have the money, do it. If you have the support, do it. Just it's about being happy, and it's about getting where you want to go in life, and I'm on my way there, and I'm confident about that. So thank you guys. Godspeed. Good night.